Gravis is listed as questionable for tonight, right knee contusion. What happened? When did that happen?
Well, it happened during the game. He got, kneed in his that area down there. I don't want to get into medical terms, but he's questionable, so we'll see how he goes today and find out tonight.
And you mentioned that Landry was going to see a specialist earlier this week. How's he feeling?
He's feeling much better. He's ready to go. He'll be ready to go tonight. We'll see how Gravis feels. Maybe sometimes those things loosen up as the day goes on, and we'll see tonight how he feels.
Josh texted this question.
No, he did not.
They working together. Tag team.
He's not here, so
What's going to be the mandate for Utah? What did you see that they're doing well at least, or that you have to limit to them?
Hard playing team. Hayward's playing at a very high level, coming off pin downs, double downs. He's really developed into an all-star type player. Last night he had 33 against New York, and not only was he doing that, he was also defending Carmelo. Now you would say Carmelo got 39. They were trading buckets because he had 33. So, but he's guarding the top defender. He's put on some muscle. He's gotten stronger. He's playing at a really, really high level. Favors is playing well in the post. Cantor had been playing well, but for whatever reason, he only played 12 minutes last night, but he's been a big plus for them. He's pulled out, developed his three-point shot, and so he's playing really, really well right now. The two Burks, Trey and Alex, are also capable. Trey hit a big-time two last night to win the game against New York. But Alex is a guy that can create off the dribble. But the number one thing, the core thing with this group is the fact that they're a hard-playing, charging team that has improved tremendously from last year.
Did you was it a little easier for you, and not that it's hard, but were you able to get your message across pretty well after Thursday night? There was so much focus on that game.
Yeah,
team down
right.
A little bit.
Right, Michael. One thing I told him, Thursday night game was one game. Everyone made such a big deal out of it, and it's one game. It's an important game, not dismissing it, but tonight's game is just as important as Thursday night's game in the big scheme of things, in the big picture. So the bounce back is very important. It was good that Utah beat New York last night. And again, they beat Cleveland. They played Atlanta, a very close game in Atlanta. So this team is very capable. So that helps you get their attention. But again, as I said in the beginning of the year, we have no reason, reason at all to think that we can overlook anybody or downplay any game, because we haven't arrived at that level yet. And I'll debate that with anyone. Is where we are. We're still clawing and trying to get to the level where Chicago, San Antonio is right now. And I'll debate that the rest of the way. And I've got to be the truth teller, have reality checks, and let everybody know we've got to come out tonight the way with the same focus as we had against Chicago.
Your team's not very good, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. We're not where everyone is hyping it all to be. We still have a ways to go. We still have a lot to learn, a lot to get through, to fight through, to be able to play at that elite level, night in and night out. And, again, I like our team. We're a good team, but we haven't arrived where the hype is right now.
Sorry, go ahead, Doug.
Problem with Jonas's hand still bothering him. He seems to get stripped an awful lot.
It's tender, and anytime he gets hit on it, it's he's got it padded. It's much better, but it's still it's one of the things that he has trouble. Yeah, and it's not he doesn't have but it's getting there much better, but it's still an issue with him, Doug.
Matchup aside, what steps does Jonas have to take to be someone you can really give run to in the fourth quarter?
Father time, Michael. Father time. Just everybody wants him yesterday to be whoever, and it just takes big guys a little longer to get there, to be efficient in the post, to be able to go one-on-one and score or get you something good. When Pau Gasol, I can look back at him, I remember he was at Memphis. You wouldn't say he's who he is today when he first got there. So it just takes time for big guys to get there. And poor Jonas, we've put him in a situation where there's so much expectation and rush to get him to that level, and it's not fair to him. I'm real. I have a reality check with him. I know who he is, and we just have to be patient with him. and not try to force feed him to get to that level. And because we are a perimeter-oriented team with DeMar and Kyle and T. Ross, and I would say our post-up game would be secondary.
I mean, it's harder for us to assess defense, but offensively, I mean, is he, does he need a little bit more reliable face-up game just so he can give you more variety?
Well, I think and that's going to take time to develop that too. As far as being able to face up with a confidence that he can go by, and he can do it, with good spacing. But a lot of teams do it. Most teams in the NBA are going to do a good job of fake and dig, fake and help, coming late, and those are the adjustments he's got to, still learn to read. In those one-on-one situations. I mean, just one-on-one, if he's out there one-on-one with Cantor, he'd probably score every time. But the problem is Cantor's got buddies that's coming late, coming early, or faking like they're coming, and that's where he's reading those three scenarios. And once JV learns that on his own time, I mean, he works on it every day, but one of these days it's going to be like a light switch, and we're going to say, oh, okay. But until then, we just have to be patient with him. He's going to make mistakes, and we got to live with him.
Now, are you seeing it in the court, like him failing, not failing, but struggling with some of that in the course of a game? And again, matchups aside, you sort of.
Well, again, just some of those situations that he's faced with in the game are fake helps, digs, late double teams, and reading those situations. That's what we're seeing in games. And
confirmed on video.
Right. So, and the key thing is not put him in tough positions. Or if you notice, we try to go to him early to see what they're going to do, and if if they're bringing people late and double teaming, really putting pressure on him, then we try not to put him in the situation. His best thing is let the ball find him. Not calling plays for him, not trying to force feed it. Roll into the back bucket, offensive rebounds. That's what he did an excellent job in the first part of the game against Chicago. We didn't call one play for him, and he was getting work done. But nobody really notices that with the layman's eye. But everybody's, if you don't call a play for him, they say, "Oh, they're going away." But he was really effective for us early in that situation.
Is he becoming more instinctual? Like instincts were always the game's a little bit too quick, and he didn't react quickly enough. Is he getting better at that?
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Doug, as far as reading those situations, having a feel, a rhythm. Are they really coming, or are they just faking with me, or are they messing with me? Do I have a one-on-one alley? And the game is so fast for a lot of big men, just not him, over the years. And that read is the hardest thing for big men to read. And some never get it. But that's where he's learning to read that. And you'll see flashes of it. He'll catch it. They're faking, boom, there he goes. Getting that rhythm and that timing, because it's clearly different. Rhythm and speed of the game is different here than it is in Europe.
Against a game tonight where you've got a couple of young bigs, you kind of look at that and go, you wonder how Jonas will match up?
We'll see. I mean, we got to play our game, our identity, and we're not going to force feed it, just to say, okay, we're going to get Jonas going. We got to do everything offensively as a team. One thing Jonas could do to help us is screen, roll to the bucket, finish at the rim, do all those little things, spacing. And that's one thing Tyler from last year has done this year. He's done all those things, and his effectiveness is just as high as it would if we were calling his play every time, in the big picture. So we need that from our big men, and Jonas is doing a good job of that. Again, he's going to grow into those one-on-one situations.